Hello, YouTube chess fans. This is hbeck, and welcome to hbeck Daily Blitz. This is the show where I play a 5-minute blitz game and give you my live commentary. And then I'll review it afterwards. We're back on ICC, about to play a 5-minute game in the 5-minute ICC pool. Okay, and we got white against Sant, rated 1983 from Russia. And we have an Alekhine defense, which I'm not going to go into the main lines. I'll play knight c3. Now it becomes a Pirc defense. Becomes a Pirc. I think h3 is okay in this position even. Followed by knight f3. Play a4. Plays a6. He's going to force through b5. Can he do that? Can he do it? I don't know. Should I play a5, you think? I think I should play a5. It seems unnecessary. I'll do it. Just so if he plays b6, I can take and isolate his a-pawn. Let's take. And let's bring this knight to c4, where it pressures the weak dark squares on b6 and d6. Now his pawns are separated. This pawn structure isn't great for him. I could take and then win the e5 pawn, but this pawn might drop and it opens up the diagonal for his bishop, so I'm not too thrilled about that prospect. Let's just play c4 right away. It's okay if we trade a couple pieces. I should be comfortably better due to my better pawn structure. Now I want to play bishop c5 next, I think. Ooh, a5. I want to play knight a4, but I need to protect this pawn. Should I play f3? What's wrong of it? Down on the clock. That's the one bad thing about this. But black has very little prospects. I mean, look at his bishop on g7 looks silly staring at his pawn. I have the better bishop. I have the better pawn structure. I have a nice square on c5 to use for my stuff. But we are simplifying this position an awful lot. So I don't know if it'll be enough. Should I go for the endgame? Yeah, I don't see anything else. No endgame. Should I just double rooks? Play rook d7? I can still checkmate on the dark squares if he's not careful. Or he's careful. Checkmate. He wasn't careful. Awesome. Nice. Wow. One of my better blitz games probably like ever. Wow. 1983 on ICC is legit. Oh man. Wow. Let's just go through it. Admire my handiwork. All right, G6. Now, I'm pretty sure I should probably be playing knight f3 on move 4, followed by h3 on move 5, because knight f3, bishop g7, then h3. But in blitz, like I have to think about knight f3, bishop g4, and he gets to give up, he gets to get rid of his bad light square bishop. It's probably not such a big deal. I get the bishop pair after all. Like, slight nuance here. I'm wondering if h3 allows something. Maybe e5 right away. D takes, queen takes d8, king takes d8. Looks like that endgame, bishop c4, that endgame should be pretty comfortable and better for white. But maybe it's more accurate to just completely not allow it before knight f3. Yeah, c6. This plans b5. So I stop it at a4. Now a6 strikes me as a very strange move. Usually you'd play a6 and not play c6. You'd play a6, you either play knight c6 or you'd play a6 and then knight d7 followed by c5. Or you could just play c6 and not play, a6. That seems like it's a wasted tempo. If anything, the pawn should might want to go to a5 to prevent me from gaining too much space with a5 myself. Here I thought I could have just played a5. But since he played a6, the risk of him playing a6, a5 the next move is very low. But perhaps I should do a5 immediately anyway, because the point of a5 is that to fianchetto this bishop, he'll have to accept separated pawns here on a6 and c6. You can't keep a b pawn on the board and fianchetto. Bishop e3 though can't be wrong. It's a developing move. Another developing move. At any one of these points, putting in a5 probably makes some sense, especially after castling though. So I'm not unhappy of how I play here. Castles now there's no good way to improve otherwise. A5 is just a natural improving move now. Grabbing more space, preparing to try to attack the b6 square, which black has weakened. He's played both c6 and a6, so the b6 square is quite weak. So very logical here. E5 is the E5 is the main idea in the Pirc. Just trying to maintain a strong pawn in the center. But it has the drawback of being a little passive, and this bishop ends up staring at a closed center. And this also gives me a hole on d6 now. Now there's a hole here in addition to on b6. So there's 2 holes on the dark squares. And I naturally bring my knight to c4 where it attacks both holes. b5 doesn't really help him. I take. Now here I'm just better. I have a better pawn structure and the better dark square bishop. Knight c4 kind of forces him to trade off the knight, which was his only decent piece, really. Now I have the better pieces and the better pawns. Preparing bishop a6. Here maybe I should have considered queen e2, preventing it. But he always has bishop e6. He can always go the other route. f3, just like a very solid move, trying to keep the e4 pawn safe so this knight can now go a4 to c5. Yeah, and now this capture brings my queen to an advanced square with tempo. This attacks b2. I could have played knight a4 here. Maybe queen b5 then is a little bit annoying, because if I take it, kind of fixes his pawn slightly. Slightly, I'd still be better. I like b3. Now, interested in here, I was thinking queen b4. I guess queen b4, you take, a takes b4, and then bishop c5 hitting the rook and the pawn. So that would have been good for me. Knight d7, just trying to cover some squares, but I have too many pieces. My knight, my bishop, and my queen coordinate really nicely. Yeah, this is just a developing move, developing the last piece into the game. I want to double on the d file next. It could be that I should have just doubled on the d file, like right here, and kept the tension on the c5 square. Like, don't go for any trades. That could easily be the case. The best move here is something like rook d3 followed by rook a d1. And then black's gonna have some real trouble on the d file. This knight on d7. The rooks kind of aren't useful over here. Yeah, I could criticize knight c5. Rook d3 might be better. This trades off, like, see, this is a very good piece. This is not so much. Very defensive piece. I shouldn't be trading them. Again, I shouldn't be trading pieces. Although the endgame does favor me quite a bit because of the structure. So, it's hard to go wrong as white, but I could have gone better. Double. Bishop f6. Yeah, here I kind of didn't know what to do, and I was already getting below 2 minutes. Yeah, kf2 is just like a waiting move. Brings the king closer to the center in case there's an endgame. And it covers bishop h4 so I can play g3. Rook d8 kind of gives up the d file. I mean, I have the d file. I need to be able to rearrange my pieces a little bit. Like maybe queen c3 to queen d2, and then I'll have a doubling on the d file. That's what I need to do. Maybe queen c3 here. Queen d2. Yeah, but now these dark squares around his king are weak. I'm still much better because my queen and my bishop are better than his, and I still have the better pawn structure. Queen d3, grabbing the d file, keeping control of that. Bishop b6. Queen d6 with a threat of queen f8 mate. After bishop takes c5, check, queen takes c5. That queen endgame. That queen endgame could be very hard to win, to be honest. My best bet is that if he goes for like queen b5, queen takes b5, c takes b5, king e3. Is this outside pass pawn so close that this is actually a winning king and pawn game for me? Because that would be very sweet. Any case, I can't be any worse in this position. Even if after queen b5 I have to retreat the queen. Or move it back to d6. Yeah. Like this pawn is weak, that pawn is weak, that pawn is weak. These dark squares are weak. It's going to be hard for him to hold on to everything. But with as long as the queens stay on the board, there's perpetual chances. Queen a7, just a blunder. Checkmate. All right. Hope you enjoyed this episode of hbeck Daily Blitz. Until next time, this is hbeck, signing off.